Hey everyone, in today's video I'm joined by, this is actually a very good friend of mine, Kayla. We know,
Hi.
how long we known each other for?
Since over 20 years.
That long,
since
wow.
we were 7.
Wow, crazy.
22 years,
Yes.
actually.
She is my special guest of honor because we are doing a special video because this year marks the 30th anniversary when Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas turns 30 this year. Wow, yikes. I mentioned this in my 1993 video, but I'm like, I want to wait for do a solo. You know, it's one of those things where I wanted to talk more about. I'm like, no way, I have to go more detail into it, its own video. It's such a great, phenomenal film. What do you think of Nightmare Before Christmas?
Oh, it was a really good film. It was one of my favorite when I was a little kid.
Mine too.
I was obsessed with it.
Yeah, same.
I was obsessed with Jack. I was obsessed with Sally, Oogie Boogie, Zero.
Right.
The mayor. Pretty much I got my daughter, who is 8 years old, into it. My niece. Everyone in the Schnurley family is into Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right. Well, I feel like everyone out there really depends on for me, I was very big on Tim Burton when I was a kid. This movie, Batman, Edward Scissorhands, and it's just
Corpse Bride was another good one too.
I did like that one, but I didn't go back to it as much as I did with Nightmare Before Christmas. I guess because I saw this first, and that was before Corpse Bride at the time. You know, it's not like I could go and see. You know, it's one of those things where Tim Burton came up with it later rather than before and stuff. And also, I love the beautiful imagery, and also the first time I learned about, because being a film buff that I am, about German expressionism in a way. You know, that was the first time I learned about that before I saw films like Nosferatu, Caligari, and other 1920s German expression. You know, it's like Tim Burton exposed me to things I never knew about were existing, and he was paying tribute to films that that he grew up watching. That's how he was making them his artistic value. You know, I agree. I love the characters. I love the songs. The music is phenomenal. It's just one of those films that you watch more and more. It gets better on more viewings and stuff. You see the deeper meaning behind it. How Jack, he even though he loves Halloween, but it's maybe I'm getting tired of it.
Yeah, he wants something new.
Yeah. I guess that could be related to anything in life. We all want something new, but like he says, every year is the same repeats over and over again. Especially when you think about how life repeats in cycles every year. But still, at least I can always go for Halloween every year. That's always
me too. Yeah, Halloween. Yeah, people would probably snipe me for this, but I would prefer Halloween over Christmas.
Fair enough. That's. I feel I go back and forth. I mean, I love Christmas, but I feel as I get older, maybe Halloween is becoming more and more appealing to me as I get older and stuff. And what's your favorite song in this movie?
That's a really good one because I love all of them.
Right.
But the one that my daughter and I love to sing the most is "This Is Halloween."
Right. No, fair enough. That's a good one. Yeah, good. Right.
Or "What's This?"
Right. I like that. I was just thinking the same thing. That's a great one. I like it how when Jack, he sees the Christmas war, he's like, "Whoa, what is it?" It's basically culture shock for him because he's like, "I've never seen this." How. Because, Halloween is dark, scary, and spooky, and Christmas is happy, jolly time.
And lively with lights and everything.
Yeah, and also Christmas cookies, can't say no to that one.
No. Or the pies, Jack's obsession with the pies was...
Right.
Crazy.
Right. And also, because when he sees, Santa Claus, he wants to, do his own version of Santa Claus, but... Maybe a little bit too far in extreme when you think of it. Yeah. I
mean, he had good intention.
True. It was not he was... I guess he wanted to do a scare movie. I mean, then again, some people, there is Christmas horror movies when you think about it.
Black Christmas.
Yeah, Black Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night, and I think that's another what's great about this film is it's neutral. You can watch this anytime.
You can watch it between Halloween and Christmas. I do it with my daughter every Halloween or Christmas.
Same. Sometimes I try to watch it around Halloween time when I get a chance, or I'll admit last year during Christmas time I was in the mood for it. No reason. I'm just what the hell? Night Before Christmas. It's neutral. It's the most. It's the only film I can think of that's neutral for Christmas and Halloween at the same time. I mean, what other films out there are neutral for that?
Not many.
Yeah, true.
Not many other than this one. I'm trying to think at the back of my head. Unless it's something Addams Family related, but I'm not so sure.
Right, true. No, that's a good point.
Yeah, no, this is one of my
favorite Tim Burton films.
Favorite childhood movie.
Same. Nostalgia for us.
I think I have at least 5.
5 what?
Nightmare Before Christmas apparel, shirts, hats,
right,
gloves. I'm a huge fan.
Well, I would have if I don't own one yet, but maybe I'll get some Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm wearing this. Batman Return because it's funny. This is as close I got to wearing a Tim Burton shirt for this video because
if I wasn't going to work tonight, I would have brought my Nightmare Before Christmas t-shirts because I had a few of those too.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's not this is not supposed to be fur. We're just happy. I'm just happy to have you here and talk about this amazing film that has had like a huge
impact on both of us.
Actually. Yeah, well, that's too. That and culture, just in general, like it has like the biggest like cult following for like a film that was really inspirational for our childhoods, like where people like go on like they have social media groups or people like dress as the characters.
Yeah, like I've come across like when I used to take my daughter trick or treating, I come across like one person in center age.
Right.
Went all out dressed up as Jack Skellington.
Right.
Like he got every detail correct, and I was like, wow.
Right. It feels like so like as if Jack came to life.
Exactly.
And, I saw like a Facebook page of Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't remember which one. There's like so many, but the point I'm gonna bring up is that how that I saw like someone like go like all decked out in their like room of like the Jack Skellington bedroom, posters, art designs, and
I'm next.
Right. I guess
I'm next with this apartment.
Right. Right. I remember you told me that when you renew a part, you're gonna like go all decked out for, which I'm looking forward to see that. Maybe we'll do a video vlog for that. And
definitely. Like I have my Nightmare Before Christmas blankets in there already.
Right. I guess maybe when I have my own place one day, eventually I'll do something like, well, I don't know, that depends. Like, it depends on, like, mood or what really, like, motivates me to, like, do a theme house of something that I really love and passionate about.
Yeah, that's true. No, like, my daughter was like, once you get situated in your apartment, we're decking it out with Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I don't mind having Jack, Sally, and Oogie Boogie in my kitchen.
Chef Jack Skellington.
Yeah.
Especially like there's like cookbooks of like desserts of creative like how to like make cupcakes of Jack Skellington.
Oh, I know. I did one of those last year at Canoe. It didn't turn out as I hoped because the icing didn't stick well.
Right.
But I tried it. I like worked.
Right.
My butt off, and I'm not the best pastry cook on the planet.
Right. Well, I'm learning.
I'm still learning because my daughter loves desserts.
That's good.
All 8-year-olds love desserts.
Every 8. What am I saying?
All 8-year-olds, even though she's not much of a sweet tooth, I catch her always having a dessert.
Right. Oh, that's my. I always joke how, despite being a healthy, fit guy that I am, like that's my kryptonite, chocolate. Like cakes and cookies and good stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about like getting a Nightmare Before Christmas cookbook too, because that has like all these like recipes.
Right.
And I was like looking through it online. I was like, maybe this would work.
Right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Also, like I want to talk about too is how like we mentioned songs before. Like I don't know why there's a song I like, even though like I love What's This and also Jack's song.
Jack Lamlet.
Yeah, when he's like singing about how he's tired of.
That's
Halloween.
Jack Lamlet.
Just sung by Danny Elfman. Little did I know at the time that Danny Elfman, not only did he compose the film, but he also did Jack's voice, which he does. Well, then again, what am I saying? He had his own band before he composed a lot of Tim Burton's films.
Yeah.
Oogie Boogie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, no, not Oogie. No, Oingo Boingo. I'm sorry. Oingo Boingo. Darn it. I got it. Well, that's all right. I'll just leave that there for comedy relief.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. We get the point. Oingo Boingo before Tim composing a lot of Tim Burton's films and also, like, with wearing this Batman shirt around, even though despite this was written and produced by Tim Burton, but he didn't really direct it because he was busy with Batman Returns around that time when he was basically, semi-making. Like, I guess you could say it was, like, back and forth. He, like, made Batman Returns, and then he would, like, come here and produce. And I remember Henry Selick said that he basically felt like he was directing the film because he would ask him advice. How do you want to, like, do this? Like, how do you want to, like, do the stop motion or what's your... So yeah, that's even though like this is still credited as Tim Burton because he created Jack Skellington. Yeah.
And Jack Skellington has been an icon for 30 years for all people, ages and sizes. Like, I mean, age and sizes because I've seen like little 5-year-olds. Yeah. Dressing up as Jack Skellington now, and it's amazing.
My sister's niece loves the movie a lot. She loves to. Again, she's like really like into like like she dresses up as the character sometimes or the colors and because her mother loves the movies. Like that saying, like mother like daughter, it passes down.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, because it's amazing. Because when I was little, when that movie came out, I hardly seen any like Jack Skellington stuff. But now, almost 30 years.
Right.
Even my own daughter has like Jack Skellington stuff. I even got her like a Jack Skellington backpack for the 30th year anniversary for school.
Right. Well, because at that time, like with Tim Burton, with Batman Returns, and this movie back to back, they were kind of
clashing,
a little bit mixed on the box office because of like how it was too scary for kids, and I remember when I did my Batman Returns video last year, I said how I actually was not afraid of Danny DeVito's Penguin version. No, I never. I think the reason why because I felt protected with Batman being around. Yeah. That's why. Yeah. Yeah. Well, this a little bit scary to me when I was a kid, but now it's like I watch like not too scary anymore.
I was like, ooh, what's that?
Right.
And I was like, ooh, I like the skeleton.
Right. Well, I can see like especially the opening has a little bit of a scary atmosphere to it, where you think like something where. I mean, as a kid, when you think everything is scary, you think like, oh, all these skeletons are bad and evil, the monsters. But then you're like, oh no, they actually have like personality, and they have
like Sally, especially just yearns for Jack's love and affection.
Yes.
And she's not scary. She just looks scary.
No. Well, there's also like how like you see how like there's Jack doesn't realize how love is right in front of it. That's like a more about that's a life lesson. Love is right in front of your eyes when you least expect it, especially when you don't realize this person you're connecting with. You're like, oh, wait a minute, there is something between us that I didn't realize.
Yep.
Yeah. I always found Sally's song like very sad and like poetic because of what she saw in the vision, knowing something bad was going to happen to Jack. She was trying to prevent it, but Jack was just too thrilled, excited, animated, like wanting to...
And oblivious to her love.
Yeah.
Like, he's more focused on his obsession on making a great Christmas.
Right. Or horrifying Christmas.
It kind of reminds me of Jack, in a way, because I could be obsessive and compulsive.
To a certain degree.
But not like this.
Right.
But I could be obsessive and compulsive.
Everyone's can be, like, OCD in their own certain ways.
Yeah, if I'm like driven to go get what I want, I would do whatever it takes.
Right.
And before all this, like even high school, like I was driven and I ignored the one person.
Right.
Who was my Sally at the time was my daughter's father.
Right.
Until I realized he's not Sally.
Right. We're all trying to look for our Jack and Sally in life and in our own ways.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm Jack. I'm no Sally. No Sally at all.
Well, I'm somewhat Jack to a certain. I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. There's like maybe like quizzes. Are you Oogie Boogie? Are you or Sally like type of personality? I'm sure there's tons of those out there.
Oh, there is. But I know I'm Jack because I'm like obsessive compulsive.
Right.
I am like very fixated on getting something I want in the right way, and if I don't get it the right way, I would not be happy.
Who is I think it may have. Who's your favorite character? Actually, since you already said that already, or what was your favorite part of this movie that comes to mind?
My favorite part of the movies was Sally's antics with the professor. Like she always like poisons him just to get out.
I don't blame
of the house. Well, I don't blame him either. I mean, there's a book that came out last year.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Of Sally, the Pumpkin Queen, yeah.
Oh, wow. I actually did not know that. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, I'll lend it to you.
No, definitely. I have to check that out.
Yeah, no, like, I got that book last year and explains the whole story of Sally. Like, how she got over there, her marriage with Jack.
Right.
Because they did get married.
Right.
In the end.
Yeah.
So, it was a really good book. I enjoyed reading that book. I read that book like 10 times.
Well, in a way, the movie does feel like a children's book, like come to life to some certain degree.
And that's what's magical about this movie. It's like a little pop-up book to me every time I watch it with my daughter. And my daughter's like, oh, wow, this is amazing.
Right. As I get older, it just gets better and better. I just like love it more. It's just like one of those things where I'm just so infatuated with the world, the universe, the imagery, and the characters, of course, and the songs. And even though despite its big, popularity, I just wish that, people say they want to see, more to this, series, but...
Yeah, no, I was hoping for a part 2, but I'm glad I got a book out of it.
Right, because Tim Burton said the reason why he didn't make a sequel, because, he's admitted many times he's not really big, one for, sequels, and... He said that he wanted to do a sequel, but the studios were like, we're going to do the CGI animation, but he didn't want that. And
that would take away the claymation.
That takes away its nostalgia, and that's what made it so phenomenal, is the stop motion. My dad was telling me recently how which I can agree with him, stop motion animation is more appealing and just fun and to watch how cool this is done. And also it's a tribute, besides the like tribute, like with other like stop motion animation films, they attribute to like Rankin Bass Christmas. I remember like watching old archive footage of Tim Burton like interviewing when he made the film. He said that he grew up like watching, you know, Disney and Christmas classic TV movies like Rankin Bass and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Those were some of, which I can see that. And so there's some of my favorites because my parents' generation exposed me to those Christmas short movies as a kid. Rudolph, Santa Claus, Frosty the Snowman, and it's also funny to find out what Rankin Bass. I didn't know that they did like oh crap, what was I gonna say? It escaped, but they did other stuff. I didn't realize that was outside of Christmas. That never occurred to me as a kid. That's my point.
Yeah, no, this is like a really interesting twist with Halloween and Christmas, and that's why I'm like so obsessed with it.
And for its time, no one ever saw a movie like this where it was both Christmas and Halloween, a neutral
thing, and that's like it's a cool appeal. It really is.
Yeah,
like it's like a once in a variety thing. If I see another Halloween Christmas movie like this, then I would be shocked. But
this is probably so far. Like this is it.
This is it, and it's like the best one.
Absolutely. Out there. Yeah. If I ever have kids, hopefully if they're not too scared of this, maybe they might like. Every kid is different with whether they'll have a reaction to being scared or enjoying it more. It depends on the kid.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when I showed this movie to my daughter the first time, she was like 6 months old.
Right. Well, no memory of that, but still.
And she was like glued. Second time I showed it to her, she was like 3.
Right.
She was still glued into it.
Right. Well,
Didn't get scared.
All right. Good for her. I applaud her.
Yeah. And when I watched it with her last year for Halloween, she just sat there and enjoyed it. Like we sang along with all the songs.
Right.
I think she knows. She knows this. I swear, I think she knows the songs more than I do because she started singing it before I even started. Yeah.
Right. Interesting. Wow, that's amazing.
And when I was pregnant with her, that's what I put on like every
for comfort.
For comfort, like it was my comfort, and she like enjoyed it inside and out.
Right.
And I even read the book to her, even though the book wasn't good.
Right. The movie book or the one you told me about, or
the Tim Burton one that he made himself.
Okay, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, it came out in like 2014, and I got it for her. It wasn't a good book, but it did. The only reason why it wasn't good because it didn't include Sally.
Right. Okay. Wow. I can't even imagine that. Like.
And Sally was like a big. Well, she wasn't really that big, but she was still a part.
Oh, she was. She's the what's the I think that.
The female lead.
Yeah, the female lead in this film.
Yeah. So the fact that they didn't include her in the book just didn't make me want to read it.
Right. That really takes away its value.
Yeah, but I read it because it was illustrated really nicely. It looked like Tim Burton's illustration.
Right.
And Tim Burton like put a description in the book on how Nightmare Before Christmas was his favorite movie, and he was happy to turn it into a book after 20 years. Right,
because this was not based on any it was just like something he created and it was his imagination thought.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because nowadays everything's all based on something, but this makes the list of originality and that was not based on any books or comic book or a novel, etc.
No, the originality is really good because originality is really hard to come by.
Oh yeah, days. It is. Well, at the time, Tim Burton was probably the most original person at that time in the 90s and late 80s too. Yeah. Also, I also want to bring up too how even though despite they never made a sequel, we mentioned that already, but how I know that the characters have appeared in the Minecraft Disney games as appearances. Yeah, something like that. But I don't really know much about. I just know about it from I remember as a kid whenever they used to come out with those Minecraft Disney games with Mickey Mouse or all the other characters coming. I never play. I just know about them because again they were everywhere as a kid. You couldn't
No, my daughter's obsessed with Minecraft, and I'm why? I don't see appeal to it, but I can see why other people like it.
Right, because it has it's like the House of Mouse to a certain degree. But it's hard to see Jack Skellington in a 3D animation form compared to stop motion effect.
Yeah, no, I can't see Jack as 3D.
No, me neither.
Not like that. I can't. And same with Sally. Oogie, it's just not there.
No, it isn't. What do you think of Oogie Boogie as a villain?
He's a really good villain. He just wanted to do his own thing.
Right.
And mainly just to get back at Jack because he feel like Jack was like more important than him.
Right. But the other thing I wondered too with the Oogie boys, they seem to be like assistants for.
One of them is a girl.
Oh right. Well, despite they call them
boys, yeah.
No, because there's
Shock is a girl.
Right. Okay. Well, actually, that's not. You get right. That's true. But they for some reason they don't say boy, Oogie boy and Oogie boys. And
I know.
Yeah. No. Good point there. No. That's no. You're right. No. You're absolutely right. And they seem to annoy Jack when. They're like fighting over, especially when they made a mistake when they got Easter Bunny instead of, and then of course Jack like scares.
Yeah, and they're like,
and of course it was all misunderstood when they kidnapped the Easter Bunny by accident.
Yeah, they went through the wrong door.
Yeah, it would have been interesting if they made sequels where they could have like maybe done like explored the other worlds of like Thanksgiving world, and he would have explored. They're trying to. Easter World, and I don't remember what other like doors
Valentine's.
Yes,
World,
you're right.
St. Patrick's. Again, the Sally the Pumpkin Queen book told me all
the different worlds,
all the different worlds, and that's why it's a really good book.
Right.
Which I'll let you lend once I'm finished packing.
Yes, sounds like a good idea.
I should be done hopefully tomorrow or Monday.
Right. Any other thoughts you want to come about the film that comes to mind, or you think we've summed up everything?
I think we summed up everything. I mean, it's a really good nostalgic.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, it's a pop icon now because there are people in like their 40s.
Right.
Love this movie.
Right.
Like,
I'm 30 and I still love this movie. And like I said, it came out the year I was born. Good timing when I was born.
Yeah, no. When I was like 3, when I first watched this movie, I was like, ooh, I love it.
Yeah, well... I would say my first reaction was a little bit scared, but then as I got older, when I finally overcame the fear of a horror film, now I'm like, okay, now I finally really love and appreciate. But any kid would be afraid of this movie, but like I said, every kid's different.
Like me.
Well, that's true. Every kid's like I said before, every kid's different. Not to repeat myself. And
yeah, not if they're like me. Like if I always have the weird like fascination for like scary things, even as a little girl.
Right.
So
well, that as I got older, I kind of had more fascinated with the scary stuff. It's like as a kid, I was afraid of scary stuff, and now it's the reverse. I love the scary things.
Yeah, no, and I'm like, yeah, no. With me, it was just the scary stuff. I mean, I tried to appreciate Christmas because of my daughter.
Right.
But her father just put too much into it, and I'm like, let's just stick to Nightmare Before Christmas from now on. Sounds good.
Ask Jack Skellington to drop by as Santa Claus.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And here's what's your name? That's all right. Here's a present for you.
Anyways.
And what did Santa bring you, honey?
Yeah, no, that part was good too. I almost forgot about that. I was like, oh, but yes,
I don't remember what my reaction was as a kid watching that scene when he found the dead corpse head and when he opens up the present and finds.
Oh, my daughter's father was like, "What is wrong with you?" Because both my daughter and I laughed at that scene.
Right, gotcha.
We're like, "Oh, this is awesome."
I also love the finale fight between Oogie Boogie and Jack, like face to face, where they're both horror characters, but yet they're the one is the good horror character, the one is the bad, very evil one.
And Oogie was just putting all his stops just to try to stop Jack from destroying his plans, but it didn't work well in his favor.
Right. Because I like how, like, when Jack has that epiphany moment after when he's shot down by the police, and it's like, I guess he realized that, like, okay, I still love, like, Halloween, but at least I have that nice neutrality to get the sense of Christmas, and of course, even though despite kidnapping Santa Claus, he does come save. Basically, it's redemption. He redeems himself from...
Yeah, he redeemed himself.
Yeah. And he apologizes. And then, of course, even Santa Claus gives him advice, like, I listen to her for her in a salad.
Yeah. She's the only one that makes sense around this godforsaken asylum.
Right. Oh, yeah, I also want to talk about that the mayor character.
Yeah.
He was, like, in a way, kind of like the sad and happy, like Jekyll and Hyde, but, like, happy, sad kind of character when you think about it.
Yeah, but the reason why they did it like that is because they're saying, like, all politicians is Two-Face.
Well, that's not a good point. No, she's right, especially what goes on today. But anyway, I don't want to get into politics right now. But
no,
still.
I'm just saying.
But no, still, yeah. There's the happy and the sad, two faces.
Yeah, that's why Tim Burton did the mayor like that, is for two faces.
Right, Jack. I want to talk about the next Halloween. And the part where they're like, "We gotta find Jack. We've only got 365 days till next." That's a long time
to find. Year.
That's a year to find somebody. Yeah. This is my friend Eric Bears from high school giving his thoughts on The Nightmare Before Christmas.
This movie has one of the greatest opening sequences I've ever seen, with the ghosts flying out, and then at the very end, Jax comes out of the fountain, and you're like, whoa, this is the coolest movie ever. And I didn't even get to see it until about a decade after it released, because it wasn't very popular. I don't remember really hearing about it that much until the mid-2000s. Now it's everywhere, and it had one of the best 2D to 3D conversions I've ever seen. When I saw it in theaters finally, they had a lot of cool things that they were doing with the layers, especially the one scene where Jack is coming out of the screen when he's singing about Santa Claus. It's like, ah!
All right, I guess we covered up everything as far as like the video, subscribe, hit that bell button. See you next time. Say bye, Caitlin.
Bye.